Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 447. I'm Laura, also known as Lola.
I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is Friday, July the 12th, 2019.
Yeah, it is.
We have 6 days, 1, 2, 3, 4,
No,
5 days until SSK.
4 until we leave.
So we're very much in making lists and the
Packing.
last of the prep work and all that
Yeah.
for SSK. SSK is our annual knitting retreat that we hold in Nashville, Tennessee. It's always the third week of July. I'm coming off call.
Which is why we didn't record with Amy Florence. We wanted to, but Leslie's on call this time was, whew.
Yeah, I went to put my time in, and between Sunday and Thursday morning at 9 a.m., I had over 60 hours. So, it was a lot of time. It was a lot of it was very busy. So yeah, I didn't have the bandwidth to record, sorry. But she'll be here after SSK for a little bit, so maybe we can squeeze in something.
Yeah, and we'll squeeze in our Patreon stuff then too.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, best of intentions.
Yeah. So yeah, knitting. I'll go first if you want, because
Sure.
I just
You only
have
have
the
one thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And neither of us have finished objects, correct?
I don't, so.
No, I don't as well. Okay.
So this is living in a hide and hammer bag that Amy Florence got for me. She got Laura and I both one.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really liking this bag. I'll show off all the cool features some other time. But I'm knitting the Weekender.
It's big enough to hold a sweater.
Yeah. And this is by Andrea Mowry. You've probably seen it.
A lot of people have knit it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very popular pattern.
And I'm knitting this, it calls for a worsted. I'm knitting it out of a DK. That's what I got gauge with, was this DK.
Cotton.
And it's a cotton. It is the Cloudborne, which is the Craftsy brand. And this was where I was last week.
What's
when
that
we
stitch
recorded.
marker?
It's a little YouTube stitch marker.
Oh, it is! That's super cute.
Yeah, it was sent to us by a viewer whose name I forget now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, though. That's super cute.
Yeah. So I was maybe 12 inches into the body last week. I did get, some knitting done. It's been a week since we recorded, a little more than that.
More than that. 9 days.
So I've split for the sleeves. It's bottom up, and then you just knit it in the round until the sleeves, and then you split and you knit one side and then the other. It is literally a box. Like, that is the shape of it, which I'm not complaining. That's perfectly fine. So I'm almost finished with the little like rib detail up at the shoulder. I've got another inch of that on one half of it, and then I'll pick up on the other side and do the same thing. And then I think it's a 3-needle bind off at the top. I need to read, but and then there's just the sleeves left after that. So it is a cotton, although it's knit at a loose enough gauge for me that it's not horribly bad on my hands. It's just boring. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did swatch for a new sweater. So I joined the Isolde Sweater Club.
Oh, yeah.
This is not provided
Super
to
cute.
us. We purchased. And the pattern that comes with this one was Inverleith. I chose this pink color. There were several options, but that was the color I liked the best. Probably because Laura's been knitting a bright pink sweater, and it's been front of
We're
mind.
gonna be like bright pink twins.
The sizing on this pattern is really good. It goes from a 36 3/4 to a 66 3/4 inch finished body circumference. It does say that you want to include 4 inches of positive ease in that. So it's really like the smallest size is a 32-inch chest. It's a nice drapey tee with a cool little arm detail there with like a folded hem look. And the yarn is a new one to me. I don't know if it's brand new or not. It's a 2-ply of 40% wool, 30% linen, and 30% silk.
It's a lace weight.
It is a lace weight. You hold it double for this particular pattern.
Oh, sorry. So I drop it. It's a poor handoff.
But this is the yarn.
It's exclusive to them. So it's spun in Peru and then hand-dyed in Ysolda's studio in Edinburgh.
So I swatched with 2 different size needles and then blocked it. I actually think I like the looser gauge more so than the tighter gauge, but this will be an after SSK project. I just really wanted to swatch with the yarn. I like it.
That's cool.
So I'm going to have several of these type of garments post SSK, these like short sleeve sweater boxy styles, because that's
you have that, and then you have the Hohi one that you want to knit, right?
And I've got that in both fingering and sport weight. So for me, that's wearable in the winter. A full-on sweater is something I just can't keep on for a long period of time. I run too warm for it to really stay.
Yeah, because it doesn't really get below 30 here very often.
Right. Oh yeah, and I cranked some socks. Well, I cranked some tubes. They don't have heels or toes yet.
Yeah.
I thought I had one thing to show. I actually have more than that. Yeah. So, with Amy Florence's help, I cranked, this is the...
Rebel Girl.
Yeah, it's a Planned Parenthood
Old
color
Rusted
for
Chair.
Old Rusted Chair.
Mm-hmm. It goes, actually, she only puts up like a certain number of skeins a month, and they go on, and they sell out within probably 10 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. And this week they're going up. If you want to know more, Old Rusted Chair has an Instagram that she posts on, but she'll also, that's probably the best way.
Yeah.
To look for it. And this is the revised Rebel Girl. There was a previous one. She just kind of revamped it after a year.
So I did a folded hem. And so that's in place of ribbing, and then there's waste yarn in between the 2 tubes, and then it's got a black contrast for heels and toes. Cool. So this is probably what I'll take to SSK because it's mindless.
Yeah.
I don't have to really think about it.
I went to pack up the machine, and then I was like, no, Sarah wants to use it someday.
Laura really doesn't want to pack that stupid machine back up.
I don't. I'm going to make Sarah do it, I think. She looks like she could, like, figure things out. It's got, like, you have to screw stuff back in place, and...
Like, when Erlbacher Gearhart, that is the machine, we have a Speedster. Yeah. When they ship their machines out, they have figured out an awesome system. It's all in this custom wooden box where everything screws into part of the box, and so it's really secure. But it is...
Someone should have taken a picture of that box before we took stuff out of it.
It is a bit of a pain to get stuff in and out of it. But once it's there, it's secure. Nothing's happening to it.
Yeah.
So
it's only going 3 miles down the road. I kind of feel like it just needs its own seat. Then Beck wouldn't have a seat. Could probably ride with Sarah.
I think it should just go in its box.
Stupid box.
But anyway, that's most of my crafting for this week. I have a little bit of spinning I'll show later, but your turn.
My turn. I'm almost done with these socks. I have one more strip after this black. So, finally, did you think that it would take 2 months for me to knit a pair of Rose City rollers? It totally did.
Well, to be fair, you've been knitting on a big project, so.
Yeah, and socks are my travel portable knitting, so it's been living in my purse and only getting, like, stripes added when I'm waiting for appointments, whether it's doctor or dentist or whatever.
By purse, she means her giant backpack.
Yes. I did go to a purse for a little while around the funeral, because I was like, I can't take my backpack to a funeral.
I mean, you could. It would be a look.
So, I am through the heel. I have to get through this black stripe, and then there's this purple stripe, and then I bind off. And that's it. This is the second one. Here's the first. I got a lot done this week because I had to go to the Apple store because I had dropped my phone, and dislodge the biometric reader thing. So I have an iPhone, and how you like log into your phone by pushing the home screen on the
the thumb reader thing.
Yeah, it had gotten dislodged. It was making an awesome rattling noise, as well as not working real well. So I had to go and get that fixed. This is the first one. This is the second one. The people at the Apple store the guys working there were very impressed with my socks. They like passed them around and touched them and stuff. It was very funny. But yeah, almost done. I want to get these done today, maybe while we record, because I have a pair of socks for AE Hull that I'm going to cast on to knit on at SSK. And I've already wound that yarn. It is one of the Desert Vista Dye Works skeins. The other thing that's gotten the most work is my boxy sweater.
This is a pattern by Hoagie Locatelli.
It is. This is the V-neck boxy, and it's living in my Amy Beth Fat Squirrel sweater bag. So this is how much I have left of all the yarn.
Which is what, 2,000 yards?
Yeah, 2,000 yards. My size called for like 1,700 yards, so I'm 300 yards over, and I'm not quite certain how that happened because I actually made the sweater to the, like, I don't know. It's just a yarn
We were talking
eater.
the other day, and it seems like this happens frequently with Laura, and we can't make sense of it because she gets gauge.
Yeah.
So the yardage should, be in the ballpark.
Yeah. But I always use all the yarn that I have, it seems like. But anyway. All done except for 3 inches on an arm. And weaving in the ends. I have 15 ends to weave in.
Oh my god, the camera just went crazy for a second. Like, what is this color? It was doing crazy something.
And then, yeah, so just a smidge left to do. The whole body of the sweater was worked on size 3 needles. The pattern calls for 4s. And I went down to 2.5, which is actually 2.75 millimeters for the ribbing. I used Licca needles for the body, and I got some 12-inch Licca needles to do the sleeves. So yeah, I'm like 2 inches into the sleeves. They get to 5.5 inches, and then they get 10 inches of ribbing.
10 inches?
Or 10 inches.
10 rows?
10 rounds of ribbing, 1 by 1 rib. So I should be able to finish this today, weaving the ends, block it, because my blocking room
is going to be like an actual guest room?
Yes. It was this whole past week, too.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be used as a guest room starting Sunday. So I really want to get this, soaked and blocking today. Because with the boxies, you don't remove the water because you want it to be more flowy. Like, you squish out as much water as you can, but you don't, like, put it in the spin dryer and remove the water because you want that weight of the water to block it even larger. Yeah, so I make it more drapey. So yeah, almost done. I better almost be done. I'm gonna run out of yarn. So I've been, instead of spinning a whole lot with Tour de France, I've been knitting a whole lot as I've been watching the tour, because I did want this done for the try it on room. And once I finish this, I'm going to cast in that sock, I'm going to cast on the new sock, and I'm going to start working again on the, that other sweater that I was knitting, the Stevie, out of the Barocco remix. And that one's pretty, I think that's like 6 inches into the body.
Yeah, past the arms.
So, if I really, and it's an Aran weight yarn that I'm knitting on size 6s, I believe. Yeah. So if I really hustle and flow, I might be able to get that done, just not blocked for SSK. We'll see. It depends. The try it on room is now the second night of SSK. So that doesn't leave me a whole lot of wiggle room for...
It'll still be okay if you can't.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. If I repair my green sweater that I ripped the hole in, I'll have 5 new sweaters this year for the try it on room, even without Stevie. So I have the green V-neck that I knit last fall. The quarry, which I need to repair because I ripped a hole in it. The passing showers,
which is like a short sleeve cardigan.
Yeah. The stripy curtain call, and then this. So not too bad this year. I'd like to get like at least 6 sweaters done this year. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how life works. But you have some spinning, correct?
I do. I have a little bit of spinning. So I showed last week that I had started spinning some creatively dyed, old stash. And I finished it.
Oh, it's an 8-ounce braid, right?
It was an 8-ounce braid. I forget what the colorway name was.
It's really pretty. Oh, no.
It was spun on the Daedalus, the Starling. No.
Starling XL?
Yeah. And which is made by Daedalus, and that's the husband of the lady who runs Spotted You. And they'll both be at SSK.
Yep, they're vending in our vendor market.
So I got 595 yards out of a 2-ply out of 8 ounces. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty sure this is going to SSK as a prize because it's larger than most of the skeins I can usually produce. And I hate giving away like little dinky skeins, which is what I normally get. So this was spun on the Starling and plied on the Starling and the Mini because it had to be on 2 separate bobbins. So this is two different skeins, but it's tied together in the middle. Yeah, I need to soak it and block it, soak it and let the fiber relax. But aside from that,
it's really pretty. You did a great job with that.
Thank you. And then I spun.
Look at you.
This.
Whoa.
4-ounce braid of, I have zero idea what it was. Like, it's a wool, for sure. It's not a merino. It's probably like a Shetland.
You have no idea where it came from?
No, it didn't have a tag. It didn't, I don't know who dyed it. I don't know where I got it. It was just
appeared
in a bag. So I just spun it really thick. Well, not really thick, but relatively thick on the Mini. And then I'm going to take another 4-ounce braid and spin it.
Oh, you're going to do a combo spin.
Yeah, relatively thick, and then just ply them together.
Cool.
Just see what happens, because, I'm not hugely invested in this, because I have no idea what it was. This is an Acreworks bobbin.
I was just admiring your bobbin.
I think this is the honeycomb pattern.
Yeah.
And it's actually a super bright orange. It's not quite as bright on screen as it is in person, but Acreworks will also be at SSK.
Yep.
Sharing a booth with Urban Girl Yarns. So that's it. That's my spinning. What do you have?
I have 2 finished skeins and then some singles on bobbins. So I finished... so this is Hello Yarn.
Ooh, that's not my colors, but I like it.
I know. It's BFL in the Migration colorway.
Yeah.
It's a 2-ply that was spun fractally. 4 ounces, 255 yards.
Yeah, that's really
not
my colors,
yellows and
really
oranges and browns. It's going to go as a door prize for Scarlett Bennett.
That's a very just color.
Yeah, she spun this one. It was a Fiber Club. Yeah, I love this one. Like these shades, she does that like mustardy orange with the browns really well.
She does those scummy colors really well.
Yes, and I think this would be great. Like if I was to keep this, I would use it as like a contrast with something else, but it's really, really pretty. I'm going to give it away. So it's a DK weight, 255 yards, and then this one I'm keeping because I'm not so good at the chunky spins like Leslie is.
Yeah, I love that. That looks great.
So this is Coffee and Contemplation. It's a colorway from Into the World that I had on 3 different bases because I like it a lot. I like that dark. And then there's like a gray blue that's in there and some purples and some brights. This is
like a bulky weight.
Yeah, this is a super bulky. It is 80 yards of a 3-ply. It would be similar to like a Rasta in weight. Yeah. It was spun on the Lendrum and then plied on the Mini 3-ply Superwash Cordale. So I think it would be a good baby something.
I love it.
Yeah, makes me super happy. So it's nice and squishy.
It'd be good to weave like something small with.
Yeah, like fabric for a bag or something like that. Yeah, project bag or something like that.
Or little notions
so
zippered.
That's staying with me. This next one is also going to SSK if I can get it applied in time. This is Lovebirds. It is the Fiber Club from January 2019. It was Falkland wool top.
From Hello Yarn.
From Hello Yarn. Again, it's got that scummy yellows and browns in it, but it also has a bright pink and a light blue. This is also spun fractally. It's going to be a 2-ply. Probably around a DK weight. And then I have 2 more bobbins on the wheel of a different colorway, Dive, which I've only finished the first bobbin of. So I don't know that that'll get done pre-SSK or not. I'd like to finish the sweater so I can start spinning again. I also have the SSK goodie bag fiber on the wheel, which Pearl keeps taking off the wheel and nesting in. So I guess that's a good sign.
Yeah.
But the first bobbin of that is done, and I'm halfway through this, probably over halfway through the second bobbin of that. And I'll post pictures of that. That will also be an SSK door prize. But also I spin it up so people can see how...
What it looks like.
Yeah.
What it could look like spun up.
Yeah.
Because it all depends on how you spin it.
Yep, definitely. And I'm spinning mine long draw. So it's definitely maybe different than what normal other people might spin it. Normal people.
I was just about to say, who's normal?
Other people might spin it. So that is my spinning. I still have 2 pounds of CVM from Peeper Hollow Farm on the wheel. I'm going to have to wind off those bobbins onto smaller bobbins. We have some weaving bobbins. I need to do that pretty quickly because I need to pack our bobbin winder. We're going to have the little plastic bobbins available for people who are taking the classes to use, to wind off your singles if you're borrowing a wheel. And then if you decide to keep that little bobbin, like you don't get it to it by the end of SSK, you can just give us like $2 for it.
Yeah,
that's about what they are.
I don't have to look it up, but yeah, they're pretty inexpensive.
Yeah. So that is what is going on. Michael just opened the door and let my Buffy in. Hi, baby. What are you doing?
Buffy likes no one except Laura.
We're buddies. So that is it for my spinning. You can hear her tail hitting the computer area. What are you reading, my friend?
Nothing. This week has been too busy with
Come on up.
with On Call. So, what are you doing, Boof? What are you doing, huh? Yeah.
It's so much better than Pearl is. So much quieter.
Yeah, I haven't had time to read anything with On Call, but I am re-listening to one of my favorite series, the Tiffany Aching series by Terry Pratchett. So I'm just started We Free Men. I love the Knack McFeagles. They make me happy. As I'm re-listening to it, I keep thinking, ooh, that'd be a good colorway name.
They are good. We finished watching Good Omens.
Yes.
Which has some nods to the Discworld series as well.
Yeah, because that was co-written by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. So I think both of the guys, David Tennant and the other guy who played as Aziraphale, I can't remember his real name, they both did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, John Hamm as like the cocky angel did a really good job, too.
And your buddy was in it. The guy from...
Oh, yeah, Nick Offerman. He had a small part, but...
he was also in it. It was good. I am re-listening to the Alana Andrews series, the Wildfire series.
Hidden Legacy.
Hidden Legacy, thank you. In preparation of the new one that comes out in August.
Oh, great.
So, super excited about that. Love Alana Andrews. Some of my favorite writers.
Is it still the 2 main characters, or is it off?
No,
an
it's
offshoot?
sister.
Okay.
So the one that I'm listening to is a short story. It's like Sapphire.
Yeah, that's the one where they're planning the wedding and stuff. Yeah.
So I think the point of view then switches to her.
Oh, okay. All right.
Since Rogan and...
Now, is this the one that can like make people love her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm listening to the short story first, and then I'm going to go back and listen to the other 2, I think. So that is what I'm reading. We talked about that SSK is coming up in less than a week, so we will see a bunch of you there, and maybe even some more for the market day on Saturday, which is open to the public from 1 until 4.
Yep.
It's $5 entry, and the first 100 people get a little goodie from Leslie and I. Excuse me. We also have Stash Dash going on. There's still a good month and change left in Stash Dash. I know Amy Florence just hit her 11K goal.
She is bananas.
I know I've gotten at least 8,000 yards in singles from spinning, because I'm tracking that for the Knit Spin Farm thing.
A lot, yeah.
But I haven't checked like anything besides that. I know I finished the passing shower sweater, so that'll give me 1,200 yards there.
I'll wait till the end, and then I don't care.
But then I have to convert everything into meters, so we'll see how it goes. I think I'm around 10K, maybe a little bit higher. So that is what's happening with us. We hope you guys are having an excellent Stash Dash, or summer, or just life in general. And I think that's it. Do you have anything else that we need to talk about?
I don't think so.
All right, we will see you all not next week. We're taking a week off for SSK. And then we'll probably we'll try to record late the week after.
So it'll be at least a week.
Yep.
But if we're going to see you at SSK, then awesome. We'll see you then. If not, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Bye, y'all.